Thank you, everybody, for coming out and listening to our talk. I believe we have a very interesting, a little bit different story to tell than what a lot of the other explorers, the junior explorers, have. And if you buy into what Bo is saying in this story, you should even pay more attention to. What you're looking at here on this slide is a picture of the Pirquitas operating mill on the left and our project, Chinchillas, on the right. We signed a deal with them at the end of 2015, and that deal was consummated at the end of March of this year, and what should be signed off by the end of this week. And what that does is it changes us from strictly an exploration company to an exploration company with production and cash flow. So what this slide says is actually very accurate. We're going to get our value from production and our growth in discovery. Standard disclaimer, so you've been warned there will be some forward-looking statements. I'd like to bring this slide right to the front because I get a lot of questions about this, and it describes where we're at when people want to value the company. Because I think it's important when you evaluate a junior explorer as to where they're starting. If they got money in the bank, do they have any other assets, or where they're going to go? And generally, those people are starting from zero. And you look at the case of Golden Arrow. Anyways, if you look at this in the case of Golden Arrow, this is the value on the left here. We currently have around $8 million in the treasury. $8 million in the treasury. We've accrued earnings since signed our deal with Silver Standard of another $20 million. We're currently taking in 25% of the free cash flow from their operating, processing their stockpiles right now. If you look at the PFS study that was completed, we got 25% of that. That's another $60 million. So our company right now is valued around $100 million Canadian. And that's just what we have right now as far as describing this joint venture deal. There's still a lot of upside potential there that I'd like to go through. Looking at the project, we're up in northern Argentina. We're about 30 kilometers from the Pirquitas mine. It's on a well-traveled road. All of the infrastructure is in place. So as an explorer, we're going in and we've made a deal with experienced miners, people that have been doing this for a lot of years and have been very successful. If you follow any of the Silver Standard information, you'll see year after year, month after month, quarter after quarter, they're beating their guidance and doing better. They're very, very good operators, and we're very happy to have them as partners. So this is kind of a little bit behind us now, but just to say that the deal that we made was a 75% joint venture where they were going to be the operator, and then we're the 25%. We've gone through, they've invested $15 million into the ground to prove that this works, and as I mentioned at the end of March, that was all signed off. So now we go ahead as partners. And so that means that we're going to be supplying at least initially the ore to feed the mill, and then we'll be taking 25% of the cash flow. Right now, the plan is that's been laid out in the PFS or the pre-feasibility study shows an 8-year mine plan. So we're guaranteed 10 years anyways of income. But when you look at how this plan was put together, we're going to go on a lot longer than those 10 years. And that's money coming in every year as we move forward with what we do best, and that's exploration. So the benefits of this, I think, are pretty obvious. It takes us from being an explorer to having cash flow. We'll be getting a check for about $15 million US this week, which will be nice. And then we start to build Chinchillas, and we put that in production. By the middle of next year, we'll be hauling ore from Chinchillas to Pirquitas, and we're off to the races. I guess one way of looking at this is that I think on that bottom slide, long-term cash flow, GRG earns 2 million equivalent ounces for production over the next minimum eight years. So that means that we're going to be taking anywhere $10 to $15 million a year, and that money we can put into further exploration. And when you've got that money coming in as an exploration company, it opens up all kinds of doors. You've got money, and you can start looking at more advanced projects. You can start looking at projects that are in production. I think it's really important to look at this as you got to have money to make money, and we're in that enviable position right now as a junior explorer. Looking at some of the numbers on here, this is the metrics of what are going to come out. The plant will run at 4,000 tons a day. We'll run for 8 years. We're going to produce 51 million ounces of silver. A couple of interesting things on here. When you look at the cash costs, $7.40 an ounce. That's actually less than Pirquitas is running now at just over $8. And they're all in sustaining cash costs. That's with the credits of the lead and the zinc, running at $9.75. That's incredible. Right now at Perquitas, they're running at $10.15 or something like that. So that's what's going to cost to make it. So when the silver is going down, we're still going to be making money all the way down. And if you believe in, and I strongly believe in what Bo says, silver goes up, then this just keeps getting better. When you look at the pre-feasibility study, or when Silver Standard looked at the pre-feasibility study, they wanted to make sure they're making the best decision to go ahead with the deal. So I believe in their approach to this, they were extremely conservative. We've got 140 million ounces of proven and probable, or measured and indicated, and another 80 million in inferred in the ground, and we're actually only going to be taking out 58 million ounces. So I think that once we get this plant and mine up and running, we'll go back as a team and say, how can we optimize this? How can we make it better? And where are we going to be looking at how we can expand this even more? So this is the proven and probable reserves on this side, and that's what we've taken out from the other side. So it's just a little graphic to show what's left. And again, where you've got the green dots on the left, that's the area that we're mining. We've still got resources on the right that we haven't talked about, and then all this area to the south, some very, very good numbers to the south. I think what's really key when you start looking at the stuff on the east and in the south is the zinc numbers. If you're a believer in zinc and very bullish on zinc, like I've seen a lot of people in the last little while, you can see, we've got 104 meters of 1% zinc, 47 meters of 1.2% zinc, 1.9% zinc. We've got a hole in over 4% zinc. So I think our chances of maybe developing something along the zinc line down there, but the future is really wide open, and I think it looks very positive for us. And then we've only still just touched the property. Down to the bottom right-hand corner, you can see around the red outline there, that's the property that we hold. So we've still got other 2,000 hectares that we will explore as a group. And again, beyond the deal that we've talked about in the 8 to 10 years that we're talking about, Silver Standard at Perquitas has still got an underground mine with high-grade ore. You can see 3 meters over 1,500 grams, that kind of stuff. That, again, now that we've passed that line, we've made a decision to do the joint venture, we've got money coming in, we can look at how we're going to optimize that. And that will include the property around us, that will include the property under Perquitas. So around there, the future looks extremely rosy. And then beyond that, even belong that. So this we can take on the shelf and say, that's a success, it can only get better. Silver prices goes up, we find more, it's done. So we've been concentrating lately on some new areas, some very exciting areas, and I believe that something like Antofalla will be the fourth discovery of the Grosso Group. Our initial numbers back from Antofalla are very, very encouraging. They're not listed up here, some of the ones I wanted to talk about, but we have some grab samples, over 5 kilos of silver, some good gold numbers as well. This is an area that's probably 3 or 4 times the size of Chinchillas. So this chances of Antofalla holding a world-class deposit are very, very good. So what's coming for us in the next, in the next week, we're going to get a big check. And that means a lot to us that have been working on this for a while. So we'll be well cashed up beyond our $6 million in the bank. We're going to continue to work on Antofalla. We'll be announcing another deal here that we're going to start hopefully within the coming weeks. As I mentioned, we've got opportunities to look at new things. It's very good. And with the money, again, to reiterate, we've opened up some new windows where we are looking at some advanced, some producing assets, other areas where we could generating more cash flow. So that's really, I do it in 10 minutes, pretty close. This is what the company looks like. We've got about 97 million shares outstanding right now. Fully diluted around 110. 50% of it's owned by shares or family and insiders. 5% still owned by Silver Standard. And one of the really important things to Golden Arrow is that we keep a handle on dilution. And so I think we've done that very effectively with this deal, because we'll be able to go out and explore and find new deals and not have to go back and dilute our shareholders. So we believe we're in a very good position, and as I said at the onset, a different story than most junior exploration companies can talk about. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.